So hip hop, huh?
I'll start off. Okay, so what have you guys been listening to as of late? Like some shit you got on repeat. There's a lot of shit coming out everywhere all the time. But what have you had on repeat as of late?
I'm gonna tell you like this. I've listened to everything, but when I'm going somewhere for every occasion, that Nipsey Hussle victory lap. If I'm on a road trip, if I want to get crunk for the gym, it's something on that victory lap I can put on. But I've listened to everything, but I can't stop listening to victory lap. That's solid work, boy, right there.
It depends, right? I got 21, right? When I go to the gym, that's just like fun filler, getting a moment rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to lift. You know, I can't listen to 21 too much, and then I start to absorb that mindset.
Right.
There's this guy. His name is Toby Wigway.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Houston. I got his stuff. He got this thing called The Originals, and he's low key. I mean, he's coming up. He's performing. He's just performing the BET like summer thing, but he's from Houston. And he's good. And he's good. And he got videos and everything. So right now, that's what I got on repeat for sure.
Okay. I want to say one. I know we say like with different moods and shit like that. It's like a different soundtrack or it's a different artist, but I want to say one, and I think that one is going to be. I'll say my one is that Hov and Beyonce joint. I think that it was the most well-rounded thing we've had in months. Like you have a lot of artists that like aren't as dynamic as, I mean, when you consider that he's a rapper that started rapping more than 20 years ago, and she's an R&B artist who's been in the game just as long, or if not longer, to have them have the Migos on it, and the Migos ad-libs, and have Pharrell produce a track or all of it. I don't know how much he produced, or have Pharrell on it and spit a verse. I think that was just the most dynamic album that we've had, and so like I can listen to it and it can satisfy my workout routine, or it can satisfy me driving in the car to work, or it can satisfy me, making dinner over the stove. And I think that's just what I've had on repeat as of late.
So you sure it's not just the like the honeymoon phase? Like one thing I hate when somebody say, "Oh man, something's an instant classic." Like when I first heard that victory lap, I knew I liked it.
Yeah.
But now it's almost classic worthy because 4 months later, it's still dope. It's still dope. Now like that Hov and Beyonce, I'm a fan of Hov. I'm a fan of Beyonce. Sad, well, not sad to say, but I'm a fan of B. But it might just be the new phase. Oh yeah, they put out something. This has never been done before, so I'm fascinated by the newness of it. But I guess maybe let's see in December if I'm still victory lap still spinning.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh yeah, that's classic.
So you're saying like it got to withstand, or it got to outlive the shock value,
right?
Which is fair. I think that like a lot of people online, it'd be like some shit that drop, and this is I think more people are calling people out on it. Like they're calling out different blogs or different radio shows, or on this shit, and it'd be like, yo, just because it's your favorite rapper or it's a nigga that you always listen to, and you've liked his past 3 bodies of works or projects, something to drop, or he'll put something out, and you'd be like, yeah, man, it's an instant classic. I'm like, yo, like it's been out for 18 hours.
Right.
It came out last night at midnight. It's not even
Right.
It's not even Sunday yet. And y'all saying it's a classic, or in reverse, you're saying it's garbage. Because there are albums to where like I wasn't hot. I didn't think it was hot. I wasn't privy to it until like months after it dropped. Like for instance, that Miguel album, that new one. Man, Kaleidoscope Dreams is my shit. And like his first album, all the singles and all the hits, I was like, man, you really let me down with this one. I was hoping for A+ project, and it let me down. I listened to it after the first few times, and then like a few months later, that's why I think you gotta give it time. Like maybe I might not like this album now. I'm sitting here with B and with Reno, and it's just not hitting while it's in the background of our conversation.
Right.
I put it away. Maybe I drive to it on my way to work. They don't really give me the feeling I need while I'm driving to work. I put it away. Man, that one time you in the shower though, you getting ready to go out.
Right.
You got the drink with you on the counter by the sink, and that album that you done passed on twice, 2 months later, 3 months later, that shit is hitting, and it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe you gotta be over the stove, maybe you gotta be working out, and I think that like I gotta listen to an album or artist in each setting or with each type of temperament to be able to be like, okay, I like this shit or I don't like this shit.
Right.
It's not just a classic or it's not just trash. I didn't. Ye's album, I'm not with it.
Right.
Nas album, I'm not with it.
Right. Nothing they put out as of recently.
This whole month, yeah.
Even the Pusha, I was excited about it, but
I've heard better from Push.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like he had a couple hits on there, but I heard better from Push. But I'm not with it. But I'm like, all right, maybe 2019 January, some shit like that. Post New Year's and all that, and give me the right vibe, or they say some shit that I connect with, and I'm like, yo, this might be what I'm listening to.
And as crazy as this sound, I've been kind of having the same vibe about Kendrick Lamar. Don't get me wrong. I think he's one of the greatest lyricists out there. But to me, it's no playback value. Like, I don't want to, like the Control verse, right? When he dropped. That shit was off the chain. But, after I heard, there's nothing I want to just keep, put the Control on again. Put that on again. Put that on again. Like, it's kind of like the Passions of the Christ movie. I've seen it one time, powerful movie. But do I want to see it again? Like, nah, I mean, that one time was good enough. And a lot of K-Dot's work as of recently, he come out as hot, but, I don't want to keep just playing it over and over. Like,
I replay Mad City.
Right.
But I won't replay Damn.
Yeah.
And that's what he got Pulitzer Prize for. And I don't know about y'all.
Damn, it's hot.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna replay it, though.
Damn, it's
I thought you were saying it was hot in here.
So,
keep going.
It got a couple of hits, but like it's not like Mad City though, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I still play Mad City, like through and through.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that kind of what you said. I think there's another aspect to it. Like sometimes you hear an album, you just like, all right, I appreciate this. Like for example, to be honest, like I like Kendrick and I respect Kendrick.
All right.
But to me, a person like J. Cole is more palatable. Right? Yeah. And I think, it's like, all right, I appreciate your album. I appreciate the music. I appreciate the things you've done to it. But like, I'm going to replay J. Cole a lot more than I'm going to replay K.O.D. a lot more than I replay Damn. Right?
Right.
And with me, when I listen to hip hop, like, sometimes it got to be beaten in my head, right? For it to be like, okay, this is good, right? So, when I listened to Pimp a Butterfly, I had to listen to that like 4 times.
Yeah.
And it's a good album, but I ain't gonna be like, yeah, you know what I feel like listening to right now? Pimp a Butterfly, right?
Yeah.
I listened to K.O.D. twice, and I can still say, in the future, I know I'm gonna be like, hey, I feel like listening to K.O.D. right? And this is controversial. I think some artists, they reach a level where they can be different and still be appreciated, and it doesn't even matter if their replay value is high. Right? If you listen to Beyonce, right, it is taboo to talk about Beyonce in a negative manner, right? But I Am Sasha Fierce, I Am Beyonce, that was a really, really, really good album. Like I was like, damn, that's really good. Now you're eliminating, it's just like, this is just fad Beyonce music. It's not.
So my question for you, one thing, first thing was that with Kendrick and with Damn and like Mad City and just going back to what we were talking about before, is it possible that you haven't heard To Pimp a Butterfly or Damn at the right time to where, or the right season in your life to where you connect with it the same way you connect with Mad City? Because Mad City, and I'm sure the albums that we cling to are the albums that resonate with us most. Those are like, those moments where all the stars align for us, and we just, I don't even think that you listening to Mad City off no hype shit. You just like the album.
Yeah.
So like with Damn or with, let's say, To Pimp a Butterfly, let's say some huge global, not even global, let's say some huge national racial, sort of situation takes place, and everyone's connecting with some of the lyrics. Or maybe you go back and you connect with some of the lyrics that he had on to Pimp a Butterfly. You're like, yo, until this shit happened and it's all over the news, this motherfucker didn't said it 5 years, 4 years, 3 years prior to it happening. And now it's like, I'll go back and listen to that track, listen to the album. I feel it more than I used to. But that's, I feel like you did that with 21.
With 21, I didn't give a chance to him. I was this nigga was a mumble rapper, and I didn't take him seriously. And he spit. And then what got me with 21 was he came on a track, and I was like, hey man, that was not bad, right? And I'm like, that was another song of his. I was like, okay, you're right. I judged him, right?
Yeah.
Because he's a new age rapper. I listened to his album. Then his new It's the album came out, and that was good. And because I was sold on him, I had to be convinced of him, right? Which you got to do with a lot of artists. Because I was convinced of him, I was able to hear him not only with him by himself. I was able to be like, okay, we'll see what range you have. I was able to hear him with Metro Boomin, and I was able to palette that. But like you said, 5 years ago or 2 years ago, if I would have heard 21 and Metro Boomin, and I already had that preconceived notion of who 21 is, this album was garbage, right? And but regardless, I have to hear it first and be like,
question for you. So like, why when somebody like feel or don't feel somebody, it's like, man, this motherfucker garbage, right? Mm-hmm. Why can't it be like just earlier we were talking about art and shit like that, and it's like, yo, like, is this worth what it's worth, or is it like, is that really art? Is it not art? Why is it only art when I like it? I go to a museum, that shit is only art when I like it. Or I go to something contemporary or whatever, I listen to music, it's only music. Or it's not, you know, the difference between differentiating between music and noise is music when I like it. And so, like, why is an artist or a rapper garbage if I don't like them?
But let me hit that for a second. Sometimes I think we become a fan of the artist and not the art. Because I hate to get off of music, but thinking back, I'm a Michael Jordan fan. Mm-hmm. When he jumped from the free throw, he was all over this shit. Mm-hmm. More people done it better after him, but when he did it, it was just like,
that was you.
MJ, like,
stars aligned.
Right,
like
right.
Right moment.
Now, other people have done it better than him, but, you know, I'm such a fan of Michael Jordan. Could nobody make it look like MJ made it look when he did it? Brett Berry can do it, you know, Vince Carter, all these other people can do it, but it still wasn't the artist that did it, you know. It was better. He's had better work, but it was the artist, you know, like, I feel like we get that same leeway to Kanye. You know, Kanye do some bullshit all the time. He's like, oh, that's just Kanye, you know, that's JB and Ye. Mm-hmm. But he done drop some garbage, you know, we give him the whole, because of the artist, we give him the whole Ye B and Ye type, you know, leeway.
Different.
Right.
He's unique.
Right. So what makes it garbage though? Like what?
I think just because we're a fan of the artist and not the work. You know, I mean, even in fashion, you look at some of the shoes they put out. Like, most of the J's that came out with some bullshit, but it was Michael Jordan shoe. And I'm like, oh yeah, them live, them J's. You know. Yeah. So I'm a fan of the artist, but not really the work. But you know.
I'm sorry. Yeah. No, I think Vince Staples said right. I think that unless you got like, you're right. Mm-hmm. It's very easy to make music unless you have like a art. I mean, unless you have like a music
degree in music theory or something like that.
Music theory like that, then you can't really say this is garbage because there's a way to make music, and most people don't understand how to make it, including us, right? I think some stuff is just more palatable, not palatable, right? And stuff that we don't want to hear, it's so easy to say it's garbage. We don't understand the negative language that comes with, right?
And to talk about palatable and not palatable, let's say Nelly, right? Nelly, one of the hottest artists in hip hop ever, right? Super Bowl, right? Just soul country grammar with nothing. Like, yeah. They sold country grammar when they had nothing, and it's like if a Nelly would have come out today, and we heard songs like Country Grammar, Number One, or like Hot in Here, or whatever, My Place, and some of the shit that was his top jams. If he dropped that shit today, we wouldn't be fucking with it. So I think it has to be, the right place and the right time and things for a line for it to be accepted or acceptable. Craig David dropped an album, last year? Or was it early this year or last year?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's artists from the past who drop albums. Brian McKnight, Maxwell.
Yeah.
Dropped an album last year. It was good. Mm-hmm. For a Maxwell fan,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, if you was exposed to 90 R&B, if you heard that shit, you know how to vibe to, how to move with it. So I think that when you chop it down, it's like, all right, a lot of what's garbage or what's not garbage is like what sounds or what vibes or what energy or what type of music were you connected to, and is this person making the type of music that I'm connected to, or is this person who used to make the kind of music that I was connected to? Are they releasing a project or an album that doesn't resonate with that?
Right.
It's like, it's garbage. Well, it's not garbage. It's just for a majority, or I'll say even, I don't know if it's a majority or if it's half or it's less than that. For a large part of the population, this is their stars aligning.
Mm-hmm.
High school kids, they get it. I don't know what they get, but they,
The old Tekashi,
the Tekashi,
the little pumps,
the little whatevers, and the little this, little that, little everything, they get it. And I can't say it's garbage. I can say that that's just not the shit that I fuck with, that I grew up on, that I learned to appreciate.
My album that, like you say, that my album that I don't want to say I slept on, but I had no anticipation for it. But to this day, it's one of my favorite albums. Is that Wale from Lauren, that album about nothing.
Uh-huh.
Like from the time to go into work, clock in, let's go to work, to the end, like the skits and everything. Like if that album had 11 tracks on it, I was in love with probably 9 of them. But
I think it's. I think another thing that I see, right? I think people just like kind of what you said, they like the artist, they respect the artist, right? And I tell people this, people think I'm crazy. I never liked Lil Wayne because I never liked his voice.
What?
See, exactly, right? I never liked his voice, right?
But who listens to rap for the voice?
It's palatable, dog. Like it's like I don't want to have to listen to either it clicks or it doesn't, right? And sometimes, like you said, things will click 3 months later, and Lil Wayne never.
I'm gonna commit blasphemy. I never liked Nas because I never knew what he was talking about, and I'm like, man, it's nothing that's really jamming to me.
But he's one of the names you can't talk about.
Right. But I like we was listening earlier. Black Thought from the Root is doper than Nas to me, and it's like the same content, like But as far as Nas, I'm like, man, I mean, it's okay, but it's not. I'm trying to make myself Big Crit. Him being from the South, I really don't like Crit that much. He okay.
Crit
like I try to make myself like Crit, but at the same time, Crit had dropped the album, and Wale had dropped the album about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I got them like the same week. The album about nothing, still to this day, jamming it.
So with all that's been said, I mean, because Lil Wayne is probably top 3 one of my favorite rappers ever.
See,
Nas,
everyone says that.
Nas, I mean, his Illmatic project, I listened to yesterday. Now it was like, 95 or 96 or some shit?
Yeah.
Like, so what we're saying, like, Big Crit, I loved him before he was Big Crit on the national stage. You know what I'm saying? When he, that Return of Forever. And
I probably can't name you 5 Crit songs.
Return of Forever, that mixtape was just, like, that was a moment in time for me. So it's like, what we're saying is, like, different people love different parts and different artists and different sounds in hip hop. So how can it be like a universal amazing artist or universal like, this is fucking garbage, this is trash?
I think
how do we do that?
I think that, like you said, a large audience has to connect to it immediately or replay it, and it's just like people. If I don't like Lil Wayne, for example, if you put a blind study. And I didn't know who Lil Wayne was. And you put him in my ear. You put him in most people's ears. Most people would be like, oh. I honestly believe most people wouldn't be like, oh. I think most people believe the fact that it was Lil Wayne. That's what got him the hype. Right?
So you're saying the blind study, if it's a blind study today or a blind study 10 years ago?
Blind study 10 years ago.
10 years
that's
ago.
When it was over.
I don't know that people would be like, oh, that's lame.
Blind study 10 years ago, I still think people would have been like, ugh. Right? Because his voice was different. Right? And that's why I never clicked with him. Right? But, like, it's Lil Wayne. And I hear the lyrics. I see what he's doing. I see the wordplay. I see what he's working with, right? I appreciate it, but it's just like, yo, you like Kobe Bryant, and I'm a Celtics fan. I appreciate you. I see what you're doing. You're a good player. I just don't like you. Right?
Yeah.
Much more, what you're doing is great. It's just not for me. Right? And I think that I feel a lot of ways about that when it comes to certain artists. Right? And I think that sometimes you hear artists and they're such a big name, people force themselves to listen to like he does with Nas. Right? Nas, I can hear Nas not being palatable for a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
Right? But the thing is, I think sometimes, especially with the hip hop community, certain people are automatically like, yo, if you don't like this, you don't understand hip hop. Right?
Yeah.
If you don't like Nas,
Yeah, hip
you
hop
don't
car
understand
revoked.
you don't know hip hop. You don't like Wayne, you don't understand hip hop. Right? You don't like Kendrick, you don't understand hip hop. Now I understand it. It's not palatable to me. Right? Maybe that's because of the type of dude I am, the type of mood I am, the type of waves that I run, the type of scenes that I run. You know what I'm saying? Nas is more palatable to me than Jay-Z, right?
Wow.
J. Cole is more palatable to me than, Kendrick, right?
Okay.
When Wayne was out, the Carter 1, the Carter 2, that was all cool. There was always a better album out to me at the time, whether it be M, whether it be 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are palatable to me.
Sometimes I wonder who gets to call themselves an artist. Just like if I can play a song on a guitar, one song, that don't necessarily mean I'm a guitar player. I can just play a song. So you get sometimes like these people like Fetty Wap or somebody, they come up, they blow up the charts with 2 or 3 songs, but that like really are they an MC? Are they a rapper? Are they hip hop, or did they just drop something hot?
Mm-hmm.
Because like even like when you go to the club now, you see who DJ tonight? DJ such and such. He not doing nothing but playing from a playlist on a MacBook. Like, how is he DJing? Like he hitting the when I'm thinking of a DJ, I'm thinking of somebody on the ones and twos, like live mixes, flipping vinyl, but if you just up there, on your MacBook and you just playing the hottest songs in an order, I
want you to be able to make me.
Yeah, what's the artistry?
So, yeah, and this is going to be a 2-part question. I'll let you guys respond to the first one before we segue into the second one. As far as like what defines like a hip hop artist, I think that's like even evolved, because back then we used to see videos of Big on the corner battling motherfuckers, right? And we see like you say, the Black Thoughts and the top lyricists and shit like that. We still see that today with like you see Smack DVDs or Smack videos online and shit like that. People still battle, people still lyricists. But at the same time, I think that where the whole Drake and Meek controversy started and shit like that, and then like even just now with Push and Drake, this whole thing about not writing your own rhymes.
Right.
Because back then, to be a hip hop artist,
right,
you were someone who got the pen, you got the paper, you wrote.
Right.
You got in the booth, you spit it. But nowadays, it's I could write a song for Reno.
Right.
And
I just got the look.
You got the hook. Maybe you're a producer, you got the beat, but I wrote the bars for you. I sent it to you. You spit them over my voice, so you take my voice out, you spit them. Or B, he writes the verses for me. And I think that you see that a lot now in hip hop. Even where they asked Push, he admitted that he's written, after calling Drake out for like not writing his rhymes, he writes rhymes for a lot of the artists that we hear on the radio. Right. They ask him how the whole process goes. So I'm like, what makes a hip hop artist now?
I feel like I gotta see the artistry in your work. Like, my favorite class that probably came out was the Crit, Wale, Cole, that whole class of rappers that came out after that. To me, it was no artistry. Like Designer, he just had a hot song.
Yeah.
And somebody made it a hot song, just like the Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. Mm-hmm. Like that's just a hot song because somebody made it a hot song, but there's really no art in it. He just made it a hot song. Like.
So like, is there any artistry that like we could be like, all right, the person who made the beat, we know their name. I look into their name, or the person who, did this part of the song or that part. I feel like there's always some sort of artistry to be appreciated.
I'm gonna tell you like this with new rappers. I never give new rappers like a level playing field. Like it wasn't until this year. I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate Young Thug now.
Yeah.
When he first came out, I was like, man, if he don't get out of here. But now listening to him, now I'm like, dang, Thug really kind of. He really got something going on here. He might be doing something, But this is like 3-4 years later. But when he first came out, like I didn't see any artistry. I just heard like this dude mumbling and all these different tones. But now I can listen to like his individual work and be like, okay, yeah, I like this. But like I can't see myself listening to Lil Pump and Lil Fizz and Lil such and such. 4 years down the road, like the dude Cash Out. Remember he had this song.
Cashing Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just a song.
Condo on my yes.
That's just somebody like, I'm gonna make a song today, and
I'm gonna make a song.
It really wasn't no artistry.
And I'm gonna make a couple million off of it.
Right. And it's a hit. It's a hit, but it took no effort to do that. It's just like these DJs in the club. It's no effort. You just put together a playlist.
Yeah.
And you hitting play and you putting some noises in the back.
But wait.
This man really don't like you DJs.
I don't. I don't like Apple DJs, man.
You can't appreciate that. Like if B put together a playlist, right? And he curated a playlist and he chose the songs, like what comes after that, how it mix, how it go in, what time it start, what time it end. I think that's the type of artistry. And it's not like I'm gonna end this song at 3 minutes and 32 seconds instead of ending it at 2 minutes and 46 seconds. I'm gonna have a segue into this song instead of that song. I feel like that's an art. And I have a jam. We've been in some places where it be like whack fucking DJs.
And see,
I kill the whole night.
See what you just said. I feel like somebody that write a song and a producer put a hot beat and a hot hook to it, and now you got a song. But I expect somebody who hear a beat first, and then compose a song. Just like, let's say, go back to the DJ.
Yeah.
If B put together a playlist, like, I'm gonna play this and cut this song here, do this, the crowd might not be rocking with that at the time.
Mm-hmm.
A real DJ might go in and start be playing like some slick Rick and see how the crowd vibing off of this this 90s bad boys. I'm gonna stick with this and I'm gonna flip over to take it down south to Houston, then I'm gonna flip over to so I feel like that's the art,
Okay.
I think
fluidity.
Yeah, I think now with art, hip hop, that the art. I think the art comes in also presentation, right? Like what now with social media, like we get to see the artists, right? So you can't just be some dude who raps and just be like, chill. You gotta rap is the show, hip hop's the show now.
Yeah.
Right? And if you're not doing the things that's part of the show, people ain't gonna vibe with you. Right? You're not fun. Right? Gucci gang. Right? That is not that great of a song.
I agree with that, and I also disagree with that. In that, we have artists like The Weeknd or Future or Drake who don't do interviews, like Hov who don't do interviews, and they let their art or their work speak for itself. But I understand that the new age artists, you can't get away with that no more.
I guess can't
get away with that no more.
They're part of the last generation. Everyone you just said is part of it.
Correct. You can't get away with that no more. Now there has to be a sort of persona or a certain image that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be online. You got to have social media. And I even think that's not even with just the art of hip hop or the art of rap. I think that's also of relating to all sorts of different sort of that's fashion. That's other genres of music. Mm-hmm. That's a business, and I think that the social media presence has just changed everything.
Well, it changes a lot of things too, in the sense as an artist who's accepted and who's not accepted, right? Mm-hmm. There's so many in hip hop. I think it's a community where everyone's so willing to just cut you off if you make a wrong move, right? And it has nothing to do with your album. It has to do with your personal life, right? Whether you be a whack dude, whether you got, whether you got dissed by so and so, you didn't respond well, whether you dating someone, like what that got to do with the album you just dropped, right? And that's the only genre of music where I see that, unfortunately.
I mean, we see it also with like TVs and movies and shit, to where it's like no foul play, no like if you do something that's against what the social standards are as far as being a decent individual, motherfuckers will pull your shoulder.
No, I don't mean like decent individual in the sense that like, I'm an upstanding citizen. I mean, there's rules to hip hop where like, now you can't do that. We gonna castrate you.
Like some petty shit or like some.
Like for example, if you get caught, Drake can get away with this because he's Drake.
Yeah.
Right? If a lower tier rapper gets called out on not writing his own rhymes.
Yeah.
Right?
He's done.
And he portrays himself as a certain grungy type of hip hop artist, you may get cut off, right?
They're gonna cancel you.
They're gonna cancel you immediately.
Yeah.
Right? Depends on what type of artist you are. Right?
Okay.
If you coming out as a Drake, you know, kinda like a you know what I mean, like I rap, but like, you know, I'm nice kind of deal.
Because I know you saw the same interview I'm talking about to where Vince Staples again, like he's just a very honest voice in the hip hop community. He said, like, as far as Rosenberg reaching out to him, like, haha, you on a song with Tiger, LOL, shit like that, emoji, shit like that. And it's like, yo, what's wrong with Tiger? It was a time where it was popular not to like Tiger.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's like, I bet you was the same motherfucker spinning, you know, Rack City Bitch, Rack City Bitch, you know, when it was out. When it's cool to fuck with somebody, that it's almost like that affects how you listen to their song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It affects how you receive them, or like whether or not they trash or they good or whatever. And it's just like there's artists where, I mean, I think Bow Wow got hit like some Bow Wow challenge or some shit like that. He was on the jet. He went really on the jet. Right. Someone posts like, not his fucking jet. I'm like, so y'all telling me y'all gonna talk out of my system? Let me hold you.
Yeah.
Y'all talking about these just ain't these. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You talking about all this shit is just out the door now that we done seen this nigga like faking on the plane. I don't give a fuck what he faking.
Yeah.
Where he at, what he doing, what he not doing. I listen to this shit regularly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I listen to Bow Wow. One of his songs is played every 52 weeks out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
At least once. Every week out of the 52 weeks in the year, one of his songs is played off of one of my playlists. Mm-hmm. That nigga has some hot shit. I mean, I just don't get it. Like, to your point, like, it's just, we don't just look at what they doing, it's the whole persona that come with it.
And it's kind of like what I said about earlier, like I was telling him, I was like, I listened to Ja Rule the other day, and I was like, yo, he was the first one that did the singing, rapping, you know, kind of deal. Mm-hmm. And the reason why he fell off wasn't because of his songs, is because the hip hop community got castrated because.
And see, I seen it on both ends because I seen, man, after back to back, you couldn't tell me nothing about me. And you know that, man, you go in the club, you know, you used to hear that. I used to pray for times like this to rob. That was like the real nigga testimony. Everybody stopped.
Everybody knew the lyrics verbatim.
Right. But after Drake bought him, you couldn't play a Meek Mill song and get the same response. Everybody was like, yeah, man, cut that nigga. And then I seen it on the opposite end where Rick Rawson got exposed, but like it ain't even really shook.
Nothing.
He's still the boss. He's still
the boss.
He's still Rick Ross. You know,
you
like
stole a whole man's identity, right?
Yeah.
Like the man that you are trying to be is actually exists.
You had a badge and a uniform, and I mean.
So, are people? And it's a question that I it sort of determines how I go about. There's a quote, and I'll post it whenever I post this shit, wherever I post it at. It says, I love talking with people about hip hop.
Right.
When they know hip hop, even if I don't agree, when you know hip hop and I'm talking about hip hop, I just love the conversation, love the interaction, love the engagement with sports. Yeah. I love talking to people who know about the sport I'm talking about. Whether or not we agree on it or we have the same team, it's just refreshing to just carry on a conversation about someone who knows about sports or art or hip hop or, you know, photography, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm sure y'all, you know, whatever, you know, fucking TV show on whatever season and whatever, you know, episode it dropped, it's just good, or it's refreshing to talk about that shit. I think that, or I'll ask you guys, I'll rephrase that. Do you think that people actually really listen to music nowadays, or that the persona has taken up so much of what people consider is hot or garbage? I feel like when I'm I feel like when I'm talking with someone about hip hop, like you said with Meek Mill, like, oh man, Meek Mill garbage, that nigga garbage. After back to back, after Charged Up, I'm like, this nigga garbage now? You mean I'm a boss? You mean a house party? You mean James Nightmare Intro? This nigga garbage? This nigga that gave us classics. He garbage? How, like what Meek song do you feel like is garbage or it's not hot? No response.
Well, he's not garbage no more since he got out of jail.
Right. I mean, prior to that, even prior to that, he wasn't garbage.
But I'm saying,
persona's
changed. He ain't garbage no more because he got out of jail.
Before he went to jail, his last album, Wins and Losses, that shit was like a hit. I'm talking about it was some hits on that shit. And what I'm saying is like like you'll talk to somebody like, yo, Illmatic is better than Reasonable Doubt, and or you'll hear somebody say reverse of that, not even reverse it, or you hear somebody say Jay got killed on Ether. Right?
Yeah.
Ether, like you ain't like Takeover. Like Takeover wasn't hot. That shit wasn't well put together. Like, what's Takeover? Alright, I can't talk to you about that. I can't talk to you.
And the thing is,
Do
I think
people actually listen to the music, or is it just the hype?
you gotta listen. I think you have to be a certain status before nothing hurts you. Drake's a certain status. Nothing hurt him.
You didn't answer the question though.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna say it like this.
Right.
So I think with me being older, times have changed. You know, I've been a hip hop head like forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think a lot of people love what's trending. Like a real hip hop fan. Like back when I was coming up, we didn't have CDs. You had tapes. So when you put it in, you had to let it roll.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? To hear the whole tape, to appreciate the whole body of work. You know, and it was songs. If you can tell me about a song that didn't have a video or wasn't getting spins on the radio,
yeah,
you know, then I know, okay, yeah, you know hip hop, you know what you listen to. Like now, you got to be on the charts. Like, so I feel like a lot of people may put together hits. You know what I'm saying? Like Scarface, The Fix is one of my favorite albums. You know, he tells a story. Like it's like listening to a book. You know, it goes in one track to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. No videos really. That's why I can appreciate that Victory Lap. No videos. It's not really radio play, but it's good hip hop. You know. But I think a lot of people don't understand that. I think they think that hip hop is like one kind of sound, you know. And to me, hip hop is like sports. It's a genre, but in sports you have basketball, golf, you know, baseball. Like hip hop, you have people like Tribe Called Quest is nowhere near like Future. You know what I'm saying? That's like backpack rap, but it's hip hop. Or you have like, you know, Southern rap. You know, Old No Limit is nothing like Wu-Tang. You know, it's a big difference. And you have like, and to really appreciate hip hop, you should know all that. You should know you should be able to, you know, recite me some old Master P, or, you know, some Rakim, or, you know, go to the West Coast, and I'm talking about you know,
you're privy to the different levels or the different spaces within hip hop.
Right.
I think that
includes the new school. We're not excluding the new school.
Right. Right.
I think people still listen. I think the ears have changed, right? In the sense that now it's about fun, right? And you can see that even as the generation changes of hip hop, whether it be 90s, 2000s, 2010s, I think the ears have changed. And the people who are, for example, people who do listen to hip hop and say they're Lil Pump fans. And I say, yo, Lil Pump sucks. And they'll say, nah, he doesn't suck. And I only heard, you know, his was it Gucci Gang, or what's it called?
Yeah.
They'll only hear the trending stuff. But Lil Pump fan will be like, nah, you ain't never heard this song, you never heard this song, you never heard this song.
Yeah.
Kind of like what you were talking about, right? And in the sense that, and that's since I'm a trending listener. Okay, Lil Pump. So I don't really appreciate Lil Pump's hip hop, right? Mm-hmm. So I think people appreciate. I think it's just that people listen to it. It's just that it's a different ear that's more resonated and more accepted, depending on the time and depending on the community.
So what's stopping you? What's stopping you from diving into Lil Pump's catalog the same way that you dove into, or you gave the chance to 21 Savage?
It's persona.
21 Savage. It's persona. Okay, that's
I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is.
You don't like
He's a young guy, and
like
I ain't 16.
Yeah.
I got a career. I ain't trying to listen to that.
But could you? I mean,
but when someone says they're a Lil Pump fan, I'm not automatically going. I have to learn this. I'm not automatically going to dismiss them, because when I was 15 and I was talking about M and talking about J, there are people like, "What you mean? Why don't you listen to Rakim?" So there's always going to be older generations. Yeah, there are always going to be older generations blasting the younger generations about what they're listening to, and then 10 years from now, Lil Pump may be the next J. Cole for all we know.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't know that. But it's just because that ear is not what's hot right now. Right? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it depends on. I think people do listen to. I think people do listen. I think it just depends on the ear, depends on the generation. I'm not trying to listen to all Lil Pump selections, but a 16-year-old may know Lil Pump's.
A hip hop fan would though.
Huh?
A hip hop fan would do that.
And see, here's the thing though.
No, listen.
That and that's where it comes from. So it says that a hip hop fan, I listen to everything. If I know I don't like Lil Pump based on 2,
His
3
persona,
songs.
not his music, his persona.
No, but his songs aren't good.
You say you listen to 2 of them.
Yeah.
How you like?
But I'm saying that's the ear, right?
Okay.
I'm already turned off to it. So I'm gonna give him a chance.
Yeah.
But I'm listening to him with the persona of Lil Pump, right? Until he does something socially that makes me like, oh shit, let me give this man another chance.
Well,
Then
I'm gonna tell you what my thing is. Somebody like him, like Lil Pump, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. My bitch love to do cocaine. My bitch don't do cocaine. Number one, so we don't have that connect right there. So you know his image, his content, nothing about it I like. So you sit down and you listen to him. Then you ask him. You know they ask him a question. Well, how long you been doing this? Oh, I just started about 2 years ago. That right there, okay. You sound like you just started about 2 years ago. Well, who are some of your musical influences? Even if you ask somebody big as Jay-Z, he'll reference back to UGK, who wasn't, you know, known like that. Yeah,
He made that videos recently.
right. You know, so he don't even have an appreciation of the music to even know, you know, people previously before him or, you know, been down the road. He not even hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just a dude that made it big off of social media, you know, and boom, here we are. And so what's that's telling you? He's finna lead hip hop down a road of pure ignorance because he has no background. I mean,
But if you
Who
look
called
at
him hip hop?
if you look at the artist that he's kicking it with or that he does reference, it makes sense to what you just said earlier. In that, like now, I feel like only now are we starting to accept that there are different genres within hip hop. And you know, to Vince again, he say hip hop is the only thing, was the only sector of music that we haven't previously allowed that. Even like rock and roll, you got soft rock, you got hard rock, you got classic rock, you got alternative rock. But hip hop is only recently that we've allowed different names to be put to hip hop or rap. And what I'm saying is like Lil Pump.
Yeah.
His influences are the Gucci Manes and the Chief Keefs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like maybe he doesn't know the hoes, he doesn't know the Scarfaces, he doesn't know, you know, the Cassidys, whoever, but he knows the people or the forerunners for his genre of rap.
I think then when hip hop really get these dudes validity, then like it's the difference. Like I look at these boys as like paper cups. You use it for a drink. You don't care if you throw it away, if you lose it or whatever. So I look at people like Lil Pump. He cool right now. I look at like Designer. He cool right now. But then you get somebody like Kanye and like, oh yeah, Kanye invested in him. Kanye just want him for his voice. Kanye used these people like instruments, like Chief Keef that don't like.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't sign Chief Keef to an album deal. He just signed him for like that song. Like, oh yeah, I like this shit.
Yeah,
let me make it hot. You know, I like the way it sounds. He makes it hot. Paper cut. Okay, you thrown away. I'm not gonna use you no more. You know, like I use you for what was necessary. So you know, you hear young people like, oh yeah, he got a song with Kanye, and then you like think, well, shit, he might be all right. You know, Kanye done invested in him, or you know, this dude. But when really they not even really, you know.
So when Kanye signed someone like Lil Pump or GT, whatever, right? Are you more prone to listen to him now?
That song, but not a.
Cause he signed Designer.
Yeah.
Designer.
I'll listen to a song of his, but I won't.
I think that. I'm sorry.
But sometimes I find myself catching on to the trendy shit. Every pair of shoes Kanye West ever came out with, I'm like, man, that shit is pitiful. Ain't nobody buy this shit. 2 people buy it, 3 people buy it, 4 people buy it. Then like, so I've been one of the people. I've never been against somebody becoming a fan of something because you become a fan of somebody's art. This is like the Golden State Warriors. People talk about when these people become Golden State Warriors fans, but as you watch them and you watching they play, then you become a fan. They start gaining your fandom. Like, oh man, them boys really going in. They really putting in work. So you become a fan of theirs.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, as the Lil Pumps and the Chief, like I said, like not Slim Thug, excuse me, Young Thug. I'm starting to become a fan of his. But when he first came out, I was like, no. But as he keeps coming out and getting on this track, I'm like, man, Thug really went in on that. Thug. So I'm slowly becoming. He's gaining my fandom, like, over time.
Yeah.
But as of right now, like some of the young cats, I can't get it. And then you have some established cats like the Nas's. I give them a chance every time they come out because hip hop say this is like hip hop's godfather.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it, but I can't. He has not gained my I'm not a fan of his.
Yeah. And I think that kind of what you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a true hip hop fan would. It's like yes and no, right? I know what I like, and right now, I know if I play Gucci Mane, Lil Pump, right now, I'm not gonna want to listen to it, right? I don't have to force myself to study to like Lil Pump, right? He has an audience. He has a category. He has people that he's trying to sell to, right? And for me to say I don't like it, that's my opinion as a hip hop artist, right? I listen to 2-3 songs. If I'm done, I'm cut off, right?
Yeah.
But I think that I guess what you define as a person who loves hip hop, I'm supposed to sit down and listen to the whole album?
Right.
No.
And something that's
not necessarily the truth.
I want to say about Lil Pump that for somebody like me, hip hop is not just a sound; it's also a look. I look at him; he don't look like hip hop. The facial tattoos, the multicolored hair. I think hip hop is a style, it's a feel, it's a sound. And Lil Pump fits none of that. What I consider to be hip hop. I look at like he's branching into something new, his own like. I guess the same way people listen to disco when it first came out. It wasn't R&B. It's its own
category.
Right.
That's dangerous though. I feel like that lends to what we were trying to part from in earlier in this conversation, and that like he first of all he looks like his genre of hip hop, or he looks like his subcategory of hip hop. He looks like all the other motherfuckers that do or sound like he sound like. Second, if we start like saying who's hip hop and who's not hip hop by how they look, and we just go back into persona and like maybe we give somebody a shot that we're not supposed to, whatever the case is. It's like if we say you look like hip hop, you don't look like hip hop. You sound like hip hop, you don't sound like hip hop. You from the generation of hip hop, you're not from the generation of hip hop. I think that's where we start to lose a grasp. I think that everyone who makes rap music or hip hop music should be listened to. Even if I don't like you, I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, but me saying I don't like you and you're not hip hop, you know what I'm saying, is you can't just say, yo, I'm hip hop and then be part of hip hop. No, you have to fit into the culture.
Right.
Okay, that's fair.
Like if you listen to somebody like Lil Uzi, he say he's not hip, he's a rock star.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you that, this is not hip hop, I'm a rock star.
Yeah, I remember that with Ebro. And Ebro got mad when he said that.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, people are painting him to be on the hip hop, maybe because he's black, maybe because of the way his sound is.
Right.
He's like, yo, dude, I'm not hip hop. I'm just trying to have fun, just trying to do this, right? Mm-hmm. But people paint hip hop under it. Same thing with Lil Pump, right? But I think Lil Pump, I don't know if he considers himself a hip hop star or not. I'm not going to speak for him. But like, no, right? Even when Drake came out, for example, Drake's a prime example. He did not fit what I would think as a top hip hop.
And see, like people like Drake and Nelly, I feel like they easily cross over into pop.
Yeah,
like,
right. Because Drake's line that always stuck with me. He say, got the Billboard melodies, just doing hip hop on the side, crossed over to the other side, and I didn't have to die. So it's like Drake, like on wax, like he said, like, yo, rap is just something I do on the side.
Right. Because I feel like pop is bigger than hip hop, and once you get so big and you cross over into pop, now you add a whole you'd have made it. You know what I'm saying?
Even with Nelly and Drake, I still think that even with hip hop, they paid their dues in the hip hop community for them to be like, yo, I can spit, I can rap, and they're like, yeah, you can.
But I feel like, and I don't think that I think there's like actual evidence of this. I don't think like it'd be easily disproved. But I feel like hip hop is pop culture right now. So to be like, oh, there's hip hop and there's pop. I feel like what's hip hop is what's fashion. What's hip hop is what's sonically going on. And I feel like what's hip hop is what television is.
And nothing against, not to sound racist or nothing, but I feel like once hip hop gets gentrified, then it's pop. Mm-hmm. Like you listen to a song like Gangsta's Paradise was hip hop at one time, but then when you see all everybody else singing, it's like, oh yeah, now this is a pop song now. Mm-hmm. It's no longer hip hop. This has crossed over to to the pop. It's pop now. It's no longer hip hop. So I think once like a song gets what I call like gentrified, then it becomes pop. It's no longer like it's lost its whole hip hop.
What do you mean by gentrified? What's that mean?
Like when you go to karaoke at Mustang Sally's and they up there singing Gangsta's Paradise, you're like, oh man.
So wait, I don't think it's a bad thing.
I think it's just like street cred. Like one of my favorite songs, "Summertime" by Will Smith. But once it became gentrified, like Will Smith getting jiggy with that's pop.
That is pop.
The Fresh Prince, he became gentrified, so now he is almost like he can't come back. Nelly, you can't come back.
Yeah.
Once you cross over, it's like you can't come back to it.
I think we forget because Will Smith was
the Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince was good.
Yeah.
Will Smith, you're funny.
A lot of people don't know.
We forget jazz.
There was a popular Will Smith song. Nas actually wrote the whole song. It was either Getting Jiggy or something like that. But Nas wrote the whole song.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I know that, right? But think about it. You hear about Nas Illmatic, and he wrote a song for Will Smith. He's just writing what's palatable to what the artist is. He's writing to his image.
It's hip hop all around. You got your Will Smith, who came from Fresh Prince, who was Black Culture TV, with the Jordans, with the fly outfits, shit like that. Crossed over with Jazzy Jeff, black culture shit. He go on and he makes a song that Nas wrote, whoever produced it, whatever, and it comes out and it's accepted by people who aren't black. I don't think that's like a bad thing when that makes it less hip hop.
It's not a bad thing. I think it's a bad thing if you're trying to hold on to that hip hop
cred.
Yeah, like to me, like UGK was a prime example. Once they became global, it kind of took something off of the underground. It kind of took a little something off of it. You know what I'm saying? Once they, it almost became commercial. It didn't have the same feel as in like Riding Dirty. You know what I'm saying? It was totally different.
So let's say it's 21 Savage, right? I'm trying to think of someone else right now. Gucci Mane got out of jail, right? It's like, man, this motherfucker a clone. This ain't Gucci Mane. This ain't he ain't look like Gucci Mane. He wearing this. He looking like that. He got the nice teeth. He done lost some weight, got in shape. This ain't Gucci Mane no more. I feel like rappers aren't allowed to mature or grow older and still be hip hop.
I think the Migos on the verge of that. They right on the verge of pop. Once they had the song with Katy Perry, like they right there on the crest like LL Cool J.
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock you out, ring the bells once he started.
Yeah.
Once he crossed over the pop.
I need love.
Yeah. Nobody respected him. It was just like, man, this dude is whack. Like, man, come on.
So why can't hip hop artists like grow up and mature and change and be on some different shit without being like, you're not on some authentic hip hop shit, you're not on some black shit no more.
Yeah, I think you have a few that slip through the crack. Like I think Hove is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's matured over the year. He's never really went full. He's never really changed up to me.
Mm-hmm. Hove had the biggest change. I think like just coming with the drug rap and shit like that, and then going through what he went through as far as like the Rockefeller and the fallout of that, and then like going through it with his wife and cheating on it. It's like we see so many stages and changes of Jay-Z, and he's still able to remain Afrocentric and black and hip hop.
But I'm saying like but he's an exception. That's what you're saying, right?
Right.
I don't see Jay-Z being listened to by the pop or the white community. The only reason why people know about Jay-Z and the pop hip hop community, the pop white community, it's because of Beyonce. And people love Beyonce.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got different communities who love Beyonce who aren't really,
right,
who are in the hip hop community and they love Beyonce. Who's Beyonce married to? Beyonce's married to Jay-Z. So they automatically know who Jay-Z is because of the image part of what it is to be an artist. I don't see the gentrification. I don't think Jay-Z was ever gentrified. He's always been kind of in the hip hop. The only reason why people know about him is because of the moves he made with Jay-Z or with Beyonce. Beyonce became crossed over.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with you in that. Like Hov has always stuck around and stuck next to. Even when I mentioned the Migos earlier being on their new album that just dropped weeks ago, and you hear him on the Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe remix. You hear him on the Millie remix. So he's always stuck next to. You see him on J. Cole's album. You signed him. You see him sign Riri. I think he's always stuck to the core thread of what hip hop is and what culture is. So I'd agree with that.
And with Jay-Z, I don't see too many like far-fetched leaps. Like he always stayed like I think he even checks his own stuff. Like when he feels he's getting too commercial, he be like, I might wear black for a year straight. I might, I might start. But if you look at somebody like an Ice Cube, you go from niggas with attitude to are we there yet? And they're like, damn. It's cute when you look at Ice-T, you go from cop killers to now you're a cop on
colors to
right.
Law and Order.
Right, so you can't come back. It's like on a Tropic Thunder, you can't go full retard and come back. Once you go there, like it's no coming back from it.
You gotta keep that. I'll keep you saying I gotta keep that. All right.
Hey, I got a question for y'all.
Okay, go for it.
All right. Most overrated, most underrated, and most unappreciated.
Most unappreciated, automatically Snoop Dogg.
Man, that's my most overrated. Snoop Dogg's lyrics are so whack.
What?
So whack.
Let me hear what you got to say about why he's overrated, and I'll tell you why he's underappreciated. I didn't say he's underrated. I said he's underappreciated.
Right.
Go ahead.
I just say he came at a time where West Coast was on the bottom. He kind of put him on his back, and we give Snoop credit for that. But if you listen to anything Snoop is on, like fuck them other niggas. When he get on that, it just brings the song down. Like it's just too like.
What about Gin and Juice? What about Nothing But a G Thing?
That was the top. But after that, like
what about Sexual Seduction?
That was a good song. That was a good song.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
That was a good song.
That was a good song.
But it wasn't nothing.
What's the album he made in 2000?
Let's Get Blown or Drop Like It's Hot?
Yeah. What's the album?
Drop It Like It's Hot could have really been popped. When the pimps in the club, yeah, drop it like it's hot. All you really know is the hook. That part, I mean, but it was a good song. But as an MC, getting on something, and he's just overrated to me. He's just Snoop Dogg. He's living off the fact that I'm Snoop D-O-double-G. To me,
I think the reason why Snoop is underappreciated is Snoop's voice is so palatable. He don't even gotta rap, and that's the truth of it.
And see, Snoop get away with some sucker shit to me too, wearing like long press-on nails and just like he get away with some weird stuff too.
But he's created an icon for himself because he went through the
Right.
Bad Boys and the whole East Coast, West Coast, and he was one of the few survivors of that genre, which we all glorify in hip hop. Right. So he was one of the dudes that still stayed there. Right. Two, there's never been.
What's your list though?
Huh?
What's your list?
Underappreciated is
overrated, underappreciated.
Snoop Dogg and I would say Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube.
That's underappreciated?
Underappreciated. And the only reason why I like Ice Cube so much is because he's expanded far beyond the hip hop community where he could create his own platform. And people don't talk about that.
Right.
They talk about Jay-Z, they talk about, all these other chameleonaires. You never hear, Cube, he doesn't rap anymore. That's because he doesn't have to. He's a writer. He's a creative artist. Overrated, I stated before. Lil Wayne. I know I'm going to get blasphemy for that. But I don't like his voice. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. If you give me his stuff on, it's crazy because if you give me his lyrics and the beat and how he can change up the words, it's amazing. I don't like his voice.
Right.
Yeah.
Mine would have to be the most overrated to be. Blasphemy, but I'm gonna say it's Nas. Like, just cause you don't understand it don't mean he's tight,
Yeah.
So like, he dropped a lot of stuff that I feel like you could hear on a Common album, you could hear on Lupe Fiasco, you might could hear on Black Thought, like so many quote unquote conscious rappers, give you the same thing. It's nothing about his rhyme, his style is not, to me, is not even that it's overrated. And my, underrated, underappreciated would have to be to Mr. Bradley Jordan Scarface because he done so much Houston. Like it seemed like Houston don't even reference back to Scarface. I'm talking about Ghetto Boys, Mom Playing Tricks on Me to Fix. Like Scarface was that dude, and also Busta Rhymes.
Jose his favorite rapper was Scarface.
Also Busta Rhymes, because if you think you cannot name me one song Busta Rhymes ever been featured on, from Leaders of the New School to you put him on with anybody, he gonna out rap your best rapper on any collab. You can put him on there with 5 rappers. You gonna remember Bust. Like when Bust Part come on, you gonna turn it up, and you know that's it. You know,
was that song with Chris Brown he made?
Oh yeah, where he was just man. But Bust been doing it. 25 Leaders of the New School. Try back in them days. You know, rah like a dungeon dragon. You remember that part, and you don't remember nothing else. You know, even to now. So that's my lineup.
Wait, let me have one more. Who's your guilty pleasure?
Say it again.
Who's your guilty pleasure?
Rapper?
Yeah. Somebody, man, like I don't know.
Young Thug, maybe. Young Thug?
Probably Young Thug.
Yeah, probably Young Thug.
I wouldn't even say he's a guilty pleasure. I just didn't imagine me liking him so much. Mine's 21. He hear me like spitting 21.
And let me say this, I'm gonna tell you somebody else that's unappreciated is Lauryn Hill. She had bars like on that Fuji album, like Lauryn could spit as my top. She's probably my top MC. You know, everybody talk about her vocals, but like her lyrics were like off the chain.
I think she was so successful in R&B that it's like you forget that she was killer rap too.
Right. Yeah. What about yours? Overrated, underappreciated.
I can cut this part out. My underappreciated, in contrast to what you said, is Wayne.
Underappreciated?
Underappreciated. I think that because he's changed his style, because his past few projects haven't been like the best to us, I think people forget like what he's giving to us, like from the 90s, like from the fucking 90s. We talking about Shine, you know, when he made Shine, The Block Is Hot, and this motherfucker's been killing it forever. When I think it was a verse he hopped on, Ye Pop hopped on Lollipop.
Yeah.
It's a line I remember to say, I'm on this track for Wayne, so you know it's gonna melt, but you ain't finna murder me like you murder everybody else. Right. I'm gonna rap like I got some type of respect for myself. It wasn't a song that Wayne did not on that he didn't motherfucking kill everybody on the fucking track.
I don't like that nigga's voice.
Like, he killed everybody. Right? He killed everybody. He gave us classics. I think that's something that we said, that because like the new generation doesn't connect with that, doesn't remember or know that, it's like that's left in the wind. Now, like, overrated. Underrated, my overrated. Overrated is pretty much everybody in the. I want to use my underrated to be J-Rock. J-Rock, I'm going to put another one in there. My underrated is J-Rock. J-Rock, as far as right now, is one of the hottest rappers we got. But because he's on the label he's on, with Schoolboys and Absols and Scissors and Kendrick Lamar's, I think he kind of gets, you know, put to the side. But I think he's one of the hottest lyricists we got right now in the game.
Right.
Overrated, I'm gonna just say most motherfuckers rap right now. That's just easy. That's easy. most motherfuckers rap right now is overrated.
I can go on and on about hip hop, but we
I don't know what they're doing.
You understand?
This nigga don't even know what to say.
Yeah, one day we're gonna have a part 2 of this where we break down regions from like Louisiana, the Boosies and the Kevin Gates and the No Limit era to the West Coast, to the Atlanta. We forgot about crunk music, Lil Jon.